Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth. Let me think about that. I'm definitely live here on a Wednesday. But I'm taping it at the same time. Quite the dilemma. Quite the pickle. Quite the quandary. Fuck it. You guys get the idea. We go through this every time. Welcome to Chaos Corner on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Another live-to-tape watch-along. It's going to be an extravaganza, a bonanza. The original Wrestlemania 1 here today with your old buddy, the GOC. Fans, you're not going to want to miss it. I just came out of the last week or two doing a live-to-tape watch-along for Wrestlemania 2 and Wrestlemania 3, and now we go forward to go back to Wrestlemania 1. As I said here on the channel, I'm going to try to do as many live-to-tape and review watch-alongs for all the WrestleManias that I can squeeze in up until WrestleMania 40 this year in 2024, the weekend, I believe, of April 7th and April 8th in Philadelphia. Roman Reigns, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, who's finishing whose story? The Rock doesn't even give a fuck. Well, I'm just saying what he said. I don't mean to cuss. So sit back, relax, grab a beverage, grab a snack, share, like, leave a comment, drop an elbow on that like button. That's what I want you to do. 2,700 videos here on the channel. I just came out of a bonanza of a weekend of doing a full live-to-tape watch-along in real time for AEW Revolution match by match. Go check it out. Go back on the station here. Go back on the channel, and you'll see all the reviews from AEW Revolution. Also, dating back to the early 90s on Sports Radio 66, The Fan, The Wrestling Hour with Rich Mancuso and Jody McDonald. A bunch of classic episodes from 1991. The new concept of me and the wife, dinner for two. Right here on the channel, I can compare it to when Freddie Blassie and Andy Kaufman did Breakfast with Blassie. If you guys want to check it out, highly entertaining. You'll see me in a regular, normal setting, not in full gimmick, regalia, kayfabe. You guys get it. Combination of the two. Also, all the live training videos and TV tapings from the studio down there at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling and the training facility. You guys aren't going to want to miss those videos, along with this date in pro wrestling history, story time, the book reviews, pay-per-views from the live companies today, WWE, AEW, and everything else in between. And of course, my journey with all the heroes, legends, rookies, veterans, in my 30-plus year as a pro wrestling manager. I took the fucking bumps. That's right, I took the bumps. Came out 2 or 3 times on every show. Traveled all over this country on somebody else's dime in the independents. Who else can say that? I put myself to the guys in the big leagues like J.J. Dillon, Jim Cornette, Paul Ellering, Captain Louis Albano, Freddie Blassie, Gary Hart, Jimmy Hart. All the ones that took the fucking bumps, too. Wore several hats, play-by-play, interviews, promos. Took the bumps as well. Coming out 2 and 3 times a night. Anyway, that's another story for another time. That's what's on the channel. Okay, coming up on 500,000 total views, 2,700 videos, as I said. And this is 4 years or less. Constantly putting out content. Go to the community page. You'll see all the different things and live reviews that I do over there in real time as well. Tonight, I'm sure I'll be covering and reporting on AEW Dynamite, the Fallout show from Revolution. So go back, and I'm repeating myself here because that's what I do. It's my channel. Go back and check out WrestleMania 2 and 3, and we are here for the big one. WrestleMania 1. I don't know if I'm going to do this in 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, or just fast forward right through, and you'll have to bear with me. Because one man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog is what I am and bring to you guys. No green screens, no graphics, no music, barely a sound system, a camera, the old school setup here and soundboard, and that's it. What you see is what you get. My over 50 years of being a researcher, a scout, historian, agent, producer, smart, Mark, that's right, I said it, a fucking Mark, too. So here we go. It's my opening 5-minute monologue. We're going to jump right into WrestleMania 1 and all the pageantry and everyone that started this. Now, this was after how it was set up through the WWF and MTV for the brawl to settle it all and the war to settle the score. If you haven't seen those classics, they're not on the network. Go out and research them. 2 unbelievable shows brought to you by an MTV rock and roll WWF connection in 1984 and 85. Unbelievable. So here we are. WrestleMania 1. Madison Square Garden, New York City. Sold out crowd. March 31st, 1985. I'm a mere 22, 23 years old at the time. Already balls deep into this, my journey into the professional wrestling career, attending the Quest facility in Orange, Connecticut. Kenny Passarillo, former light heavyweight Mr. USA, and his facility, along with the trainers Tough Tony Altamori from the Sicilians, the legendary Stanford Stomper himself, and of course, all the stars that came out of there. Everyone from Mario Mancini to Paul Roma to Mark Thomas to Big Steve Tracy to Paul Perez to Seth Cohen to Robbie Parliament to AJ Petrucci to Rita Chatterton and all the greats that came through there, from Tony Atlas to the Wild Samoans to Tony Gurria and Dr. D. David Schultz and everybody in the business from the 80s that you can think of. So remember that, and we were where we were at the time frame. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 11 matches, I believe. The running time is 180 minutes. And if you think I'm kidding about old school, here's the original from the GOC. That's me. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, whether it's from 30 or 40 years ago or today, presently in 2024. The original, that's right, VHS, reel-to-reel, here on the old school soundboard. Bare basics, bare bones, that's what you get here. So I want you guys to, again, I'm not sure how many parts I'll do this in, because I like to break it up into 30 or 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, just to keep your guys from not sitting totally through a full stream of 3 or 4 hours. And there's the first matchup. Already out of the box, WrestleMania 1, Arriba! The former Matador, or soon-to-be the Matador, Tito Santana, as Tito Santana, opens up WrestleMania with a victory over the Executioner. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Executioner might have been Playboy Buddy Rose, if I'm not mistaken. So there you have it. We open up with Gorilla Monsoon, Mean Gene Okerlund, Jesse the Body Ventura as your announcers and commentators. Tito Santana with the figure 4 on the Executioner, wearing the red mask, the black tights. Tito in the all red. And the Executioner taps out on your first bout, WrestleMania 1. Again, historical. That's why you guys are here, to get my viewpoint in and around the business for 40 years on my journey. Lord Alfred Hayes in the locker rooms, in the dressing rooms. Howard Finkel, the Fink, is on the microphone there in Madison Square Garden. The Mecca, unbelievable. I believe the attendance was well over 20,000. I'm sure there were another 4,000 or 5,000 in the Felt Forum. So just remember, this was on closed circuit TV. When I went and saw the first WrestleMania, WrestleMania 1, I had to, at the Institute of Higher Learning that I was attending when I was in college, okay, let's face it, for you with the brain of a dehydrated BB out there, not my fans, lighten up, man, kayfabe, it's a joke. That's where I was, and I remember going to one of the auditoriums there in the university and watching it on closed circuit. And again, I was 22, 23 years old. A few years after MTV was already invented. Here we are backstage with Mean Gene Okerlund and King Kong Bundy with the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Again, fans, it doesn't get any better than this, so I hope you enjoyed this. Let me wrap myself up in chains. You guys know the 25 years behind the walls, Bounty Hunter, the whole 9 yards. Go to the description page and see what this channel's all about. Come on board. You're going to have a lot of fun here. And this is going to be an unbelievable. Again, I'll get a little closer and fast forward and go back and forth here. I just wanted to keep you guys updated. The second bout here on WrestleMania 1, Jimmy Hart with King Kong Bundy against Special Delivery Jones. Perhaps one of the most solid, toughest, for real lower mid-card jobber, whatever you want to call him in pro wrestling. SD Jones was a true pro, a tough guy, and from what I hear from my partners down at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, from Paul Roma and Mario Mancini, he's the one. SD Jones, Special Delivery, is the one that's smarting them up to the business. And all the things that were going on back then, and being on the road and traveling all over. It was SD Jones that directed an 18-year-old Mancini and a 24-year-old Paul Roma to smarten them up to the dangers of what to do and not to do in this fucking carny industry known as professional wrestling. Especially back there in the 80s when there was an obvious and a definite pecking order. Not like everybody today, not that there's anything wrong with it. Everybody's chum, buddies, looking out, scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. It was a total different way back in the 80s. You knew where you ranked or where you were. Not saying it was right, but that's just the way the business was different. Bundy, big bear hug on SD Jones. Slams him into the corner, into the turnbuckle. Down goes SD Jones. Bundy's like a walking condominium. SD in the corner. Big avalanche by Bundy. This is it. SD's down and out, off the ropes. The big splash. Bang, it's over. There's the 3 count. All done. Persona non grata SD Jones as Jimmy Hart leaps into the arms of a huge King Kong Bundy, who should be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Why he's not in the Hall of Fame, I'll never know. Now that Vince is out, allegedly, and all the other people he was associated with, let's get King Kong Bundy into the fucking Hall of Fame. How is this guy not in the Hall of Fame with the career he had and the feuds with Hogan and everyone else in between, and how quickly you can fall in Vince's world back then when you stuck up and were outspoken and didn't just go along to get along, which isn't a bad thing either. WrestleMania 1, okay, he's on the card. He made the bill. You know he's a star. WrestleMania 2 in the main event in L.A. in the blue steel cage going for the championship against the #1 man in the world at that time, on the planet, in Hulk Hogan. To WrestleMania 3, where he was in a mixed midget match against Hillbilly Jim and Lord Littlebrook and the Haiti Kid and Little Beaver, whatever the fuck that was. Bundy for the Hall of Fame. If not this year, then next year, because we already know Paul Heyman is going in this year in the class of 2024. So that's the second bout. Santana over the Executioner. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Executioner back in WrestleMania 1 was Playboy Buddy Rose. Bundy in his second match up here over Special Delivery. As real as they get. You talk about jobbers that were real, and you had to get through them in order to move up the ladder in your career back in the 80s. Whether it be SD Jones, Jose Luis Rivera, Mario Mancini, Jose Estrada, the unpredictable Johnny Rods, Manuel Rivera, Roberto Soto, Johnny Rivera, duck, duck, go. I'm not going to say go Google it like everybody else and all the catchphrases. Duck, duck, go it. And you will find out of who the jobbers really were and who the best of the best. Is someone coming down the stairs? Who is it? Who could it be again once for the interruption? Okay. Stand by, fans. Hold on a second. We have issues here at Chaos Corner. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.